Hello, I'm Biomes Toycat, and if you type in this seed right now, you'll spawn on a giant tree on an otherwise pretty unnotable seed. Sure, it's a survival island, but it's not a particularly great one. But if you load up the exact same seed with experimental gameplay turned on, i.e. 1.18, you'll see the seed is much better balanced, but also it contains far more biomes. I mean, there are 22 unique biomes you can find within 256 blocks of spawn, and just to name a few, there is a sunflower plains, there is a regular plains right here, there is a flower forest over there is a birch forest here, a regular forest. You can see how there's a jungle in the distance there's a jungle in the distance there is a root forest just over this hill over here, and long story short, Minecraft 1.18 changes seeds for the better in a lot of ways. Anyway, in case you're curious, hello, I'm Biomes Toycat, and welcome back to Seed Sunday, the weekly series where I show you seeds for Minecraft that are particularly interesting and worth checking out in some way. And let me show you this seed and why it is so much to look for, because I was sent this seed by Crack Magnet. He is the seed guy for Minecraft Bedrock, and he showed me this because of the fact that there are 22 biomes near spawn, and it's a great way to showcase how biomes decide when and where to generate, and it's a really great example of that. But I just had to focus on the weird things you can find without too much effort by just heading north or south. Wait, is that north and south? Okay, it's south and it's north. I'm pretty sure I got it correct this time. If you go either south or north on this seed, you'll find some insane things, and that's assuming you don't care about the insane variety of biomes that you find near spawn. By the way, you also spawn on this giant river right here, which is a great opportunity for you to ride either of those directions, because the new rivers really are something to be beholden. But the reason I'm going to recommend you head north is because mesa biomes are very much overplayed in 1.18 generation. They really want them to spawn everywhere, and they want them to be mountainous and great, and there's lots of great things to be said for that. But trust me when I say this is a mesa biome with a difference. I mean, first of all, I don't know how this happened, but there is a village which generated right here, halfway inside of a mesa biome, indeed a mesa mountain biome too, and halfway inside of a jungle biome. You have jungle villages and you have a desert set of villages, as well as some savanna villages from in between. This is a really messed up, confusing biome that I honestly, I don't fully understand it. How are there bamboos mixed in with the with the mesa, mixed in with some savanna villages and some plains village? I don't fully understand it, but it's beautiful. And you know, even more beautiful than that is the fact that the rest of the mesa biome has so many of what I like to call islands. I mean, actually, I think that's just what you would call them, but I'm talking about 3D islands. It's just landmass that is floating by itself. When you find some of these, it's kind of nice, but usually there's not that big of a gap. But have you noticed in the distance the giant island? I hope you have. Reminder, by the way, if you want to get the coordinates for anything in any of these Minecraft Bedrock videos, they're in the top left at all times. But let me show you this little valley right here. There is a valley with a ruined portal with two new... again, there's a forest there, then there's a savanna, just kind of chilling around this beautiful lake. I love this generation. Before we even mention the giant depth of cave that's next to it, and even before we mention the fact that, oh yeah, this was just on the way to the floating mesa island. Look at this thing and tell me you don't love what's going on here. I'll give you a clue. That's impossible to do. This one looks like a lobster claw. Why is there a lobster claw island? Because Minecraft 1.18 generation is wacky, and obviously I can talk all day about how interesting you know, these biomes are, and the increased amount of hills, meaning that more villagers will generate slightly into them, causing situations like this to happen more than perhaps you'd expect otherwise. Beautiful mesa villages. But let's head back to the spawn for a second. Just a reminder, this is where you spawn in when you type in the world seed, and it's a very nice place. There's lots of wonderful things, mostly trees around you. But if you follow this same river to the north instead of to the south, you know what happens? Oh, well, it's entirely different, and the seed is only really interesting in one direction. No, it's the opposite. If you go to the north instead, you find a very wide river. This is two wide rivers combined. They combine to make what honestly looks more like a miniature ocean or a very large lake. It's very, very nice to see. Then you pass by a village, and you know, villagers exist still in this update. I love that even structures they haven't changed in this update have changed somewhat because of the terrain, which is best pointed out in my opinion when you follow the river all the way to this mountain biome over here, because this mountain biome, again, one of the great things about village rules is they seem to have been slightly relaxed, or this seed is just amazing for having a few of them. Genuinely, we don't know for sure until we've played around with enough of this, but it means that you get, again, a lovely combination of villagers, some villagers living in the mountains, some living down here. This is genuinely a huge boost to villagers in my opinion. I think there are some weird rough edges to work out, like the fact that this village carved into the mountain, or there's just a random hay bale chilling in some fences over here. You know, there's some issues to work out, sure, we totally understand, but there is a blacksmith chest right here, and there is a beautiful mountain biome right behind it. Take a look at this mountain biome, and you'll see that, like, okay, yeah, it's a big old mountain with a ravine going through it. Oh yeah, I remember ravines, except not any normal ravine, because it's a ravine, which if you can get to the bottom of, has a mineshaft going through. Brand new mineshaft, by the way, always fun to look at. I think it's always so interesting when you find a cave that's right on the precipice of Y0 and Y, -1 or whatever. The only thing more interesting is when a mineshaft generates so beautifully right next to such a long string of lava, so that it just has to burn slowly. There's something just beautiful about Minecraft spawning in a wood structure next to its own lava and then watching the chaos, and you can watch the chaos too, or you can come in here for chains, new natural source of that, or you can just use this as a free source of diamonds. Whichever way you want to, there is a lot to be said for this. Again, this is experimental, there'll be changes. This whole cave will be deep slate when 1.18 actually comes out, as we currently foresee it. If we head out of the hole though, you know what, we had a great time in the hole, but you've always got to leave, that is life pro tip, then you'll see that there is this. I don't know whether to describe this as a small ocean or a very large lake. Officially, it is an ocean biome, but it's very, very cool to see, like, a bounded ocean biome on all the sides. You get your ocean monument, sorry, not your ocean monument, you get the thing with the jingly janglies, you get a ruin portal next to the jingly janglies, next to a deep sea ravine, also a shipwreck. It's always cool to have multiple of these. And then what's that in the corner? Oh yeah, there's another mountain. This one has all of the fun biome variations in it. And even more interesting than that is the fact that, as you can see, the same thing has happened here. Somehow a village has generated. Look at this right here. I don't know why it thinks this is a plains biome. It is very clearly not a plains biome, but it's generated a plains village right here, and then it generates up the mountain into this place right here. This is what to me really gives away that this is experimental generation having some problems. Of course, it's experimental. There's a reason, there's a big old toggle warning you about that, but the fact that you can get a village which generates halfway over a cave ravine looking ice cave thing. I just love looking at this new generation, and every single time I find a seed that's meant to be about one thing, like this seed is meant to be about the fact that there are 22 biomes near spawn, all I can be reminded of is the fact that there is so much more than that. Look at this icy ocean right here. Wow, that's something, huh? Look at how far and wide this mountain goes and how somehow a lava cave is exposed right here. Honestly, one of the things about this update that I think is very underappreciated is how every single world has this new sense of discovery to it, because every single bit of the new generation is slightly interesting, and that discovery will eventually wear off. It might wear off sooner than we think, but for now at least, and indeed for the foreseeable future, when I look around these new worlds, all I see is insanity, and indeed, more islands. This is a 3-block long island, and this is a 3-block long island, but they technically are islands, I think you'll find. And speaking of things that are technically islands, did you know that supporting this channel is kind of an island, in the sense that it's entirely not, and I just made that up because it sounds catchy. And if you like things that are made up because they sound catchy, did you know greater than 99% of subscribers don't die, probably, yet, based on current estimates? Greater than 99% of my subscribers are alive. Do you know what percentage of average human beings are alive? It's not 99%. Most humans that have ever lived are already dead. And would you like to not join them and escape your inevitable doom? The only way I know so how is to subscribe to the IBX Toycat YouTube channel, which I think you should do as soon as possible. And the only other thing that I think is impossible is ending this video, because my god, I just want to spend all day. I might spend some significant time just playing around, like, you know, with this update in survival. And I think you should as well. Maybe that's even what they were going for. But yeah, Caves and Cliffs, to me, has done a good job at justifying this whole separate update. And indeed, they really have just changed the overworld in significant ways that maybe will add to other things. Let me know, by the way, because every single time I look at one of these seeds, I'm like, this is crazy, but there's so many other crazy seeds. Do you think it'd be cool if instead of just doing, like, one interesting seed a week, I collected, like, 10 of the best seeds, and we did, like, a top 10 style thing? Like, actually, 10 seeds that are all mind-blowing and worth their own episode, because I think that would be fun. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, because I'll see you all in the next one, unless your name is Gun. Goodbye. Oh my god, just, it's too much. It's too much. I cannot wait for 1.18. Okay, goodbye.